it's a male-oriented industry. Unless it's a woman who is playing the lead and the hero is not as important in the film, when the women probably get paid more.
Or
But
maybe they don't negotiate at all, believing that it's a given.
yeah, but they do have a market value, right? So, I mean, to some extent, they can get paid, but I really don't have the answer for it because I'm not someone who understands the economics and the business of cinema. I only focus on the art side of it.
You have played highly women-centric characters. You've played this role of a strong woman, a strong, a strong bubbly woman, a strong assertive woman. You've played every shades of a strong character. Most of the times, the, the hero or the male character would see it as undermining the machismo in his character. How do you handle the insecurities of your co-star?
No, actually, even though I have done quite a few women-centric films, uh, honestly, and the men I have acted with have been very cooperative. At that point, they're basically looking at the script and the content of the film rather than whether they get more mileage out of the film. Mileage as in they get more screen space than I would be getting in the film. And I think they're pretty sensible men because at the end of the day, they just want the film to do well. So it doesn't really matter whether they have more screen space or they don't because they just gone by the content of the film.
What, according to you, is the difference between a victim and a survivor?
A victim is a victim, and I don't think there's anything more one could add to it. Survivor is a person who can find the strength to bounce back, and it's not easy. It's definitely not easy. You hear so many stories. You open the newspaper, and every day there has been some sort of an assault or a molestation or a rape. And it just boils me because I personally think no matter how much ever we cry and how much ever we shout, are we really going to be heard? And if we really need to be heard, there has to be stronger law enforcement. Once that is not taken care of, I don't think this is ever going to get sorted. The perpetrators should never feel they can get away. They have to think 10 times before they can take that step. I know there has been in some parts of northern India for the past couple of days, there has been an I think it's called a Romeo Bandh or something of that sort, which they are kind of very active about. And I think that's something which should be, it should be across the country and not just in particular states. So, and it's sad, it's on the rise, and it's very disappointing. So I really hope there are stronger actions taken against these cases.
What do you think how assertive do you think the actors, the actresses of this industry should be? Because you have stood a winner, you've stood the test of time, and you must have also faced all the challenges that the current actresses are facing. But you handled it with a lot of dignity. And what is that attitude which held you so high?
You know what I think is when I was young, as I said earlier, my father used to join me for my shoots because he knew I was very young to take any decisions. And very beautifully written by one of the journalists then in Dinatandi, he had written that if Nadhiya is the rose, her father is the thorn on the stem. So my father was extremely protective, and he mostly made all the decisions. And of course, when the story was narrated, we would sit together, we would, hear the story out. But he basically did all the finance dealings or whatever had to be done, and he stood like a pillar for me. So I think that strength or, the courage that I got from my father is what I could hold on to for the rest of my life. And it's not about just being a woman, it's a matter of principle. If I'm asked to be on the set at 9 in the morning, my father was very keen that I'm at 9 at the set. Even if I giggled on any shot and he said it's somebody else's money that you're spending, there's a film that's being used up, so you need to be, more professional. And because I was a young girl, so, it could be we're doing a shot and it's a funny scene and I would really crack up. And, so those were the values and the principles and the work ethics and everything came from the very beginning. So I could And I've always lived on my own terms, and my father always said, do the right thing, live on your own terms, and respect every individual, whether it's a lightman, whether it's a director, or whether it's a spot boy. You have to respect each and every person on the set.
Wherever there's money, wherever there's power, there tends to be a lot of crimes happening. These crimes too could be physical, could be emotional, it could be the harassment which is happening in the industry. The times haven't changed, but the people and the strength changes from time to time. There have been a lot of issues in various industries, and media, it's more prominent only because there's no way, there's no proper escalations, and those escalations go unnoticed. What are your suggestions, ma'am, for all these redresses?
You know, this is a recurrent issue, and I don't think there is going to be any immediate step taken, as much as we would love it to be. We raise kids, especially the girls, to be more cautious, to be more careful. I mean, these days you even need to raise the boys to a certain extent to take care of themselves and be cautious and be street smart and whatever is required. But I think it comes from your childhood. Whether you're born as a girl, your parents have the confidence in raising you. The boys have to be, and I don't believe in preaching. It has to come from home. It might be as simple as how the man in the family treats his wife or his sister or his mother. It comes from there, because I'm not someone who believes in a lot of preachy stuff. It all has to, action speaks louder than words anyways. So it will take time, but again, I repeat myself by saying stronger actions have to be taken. Otherwise, this can just keep going on.
I know you wouldn't be giving the answer for this, the secret to your beauty, the secret to your radiance and your ebullience. But how were you able to maintain the equanimity of being so poised and leaving? You were at the peak of your career when you left, and you got married, you had a beautiful family, again you came back. What is that which keeps you going, and what is that which helps you maintain this equanimity?
No, I think it's just bringing balance in your life, and fortunately I've been blessed with, I've been blessed, I've been lucky, and I haven't taken it for granted. So I think I appreciate every day that goes by. I'm very appreciative to my parents, to my husband, to my girls, to my sister, who have been a very vital part in me being who I am. And I think it's having a sense of gratitude. Like I tell my children, I mean, every night before you go to bed, all that you have to say is thank you, God, and just go to bed, whether it's God or whatever other power they believe in. Gratitude is the most important thing, and I think genetics help. So, as I said, I'm just blessed, I think.